Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Friday the 8th of October 2021. Not a lot going on today, but of course we need to have some stories published, especially in the South London Press, which is published on Friday. So they've got an interview with Gary Rowett. I'm going to start off with that. We've got this here because he's up to 100 games in charge now. And we're going to talk about that. So it feels like we're just starting. Gary Rowett on a hitting century of games as Millwall boss. Gary Rowett feels as though he's just starting as Millwall manager despite clocking up 100 matches in charge last weekend. The experienced boss will have been in the den job for 2 years on October 21, but a big chunk of his reign has been with Millwall playing behind closed doors due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Because of that situation, it feels as though it has been a lot less than 2 years, and it feels like a lot less than 100 games, said Rowett, who has amassed 430 matches in the dugout since 2012. As a championship manager, I'm aware that to get longevity at any club is a massive challenge. There is that first in modern day football for success, so to get 100 games at a club like Millwall is a proud moment and shows a relative amount of success in what we're trying to do. It feels a little bit like we're just starting, and that is a good thing, because 2 years in a job with all sorts of challenges can feel a lot longer than 2 years. It is a testament to how the club is run and how well John deals with managers. I've never been one to champion personal goals. It's always just about winning games in the championship. You can never really relax, sit back and think that's great. It's on to the next 100, and how can we beat Luton? It's been a good 2 years. I've loved every minute. Rowett's longest managerial spell was his first job, 135 games at Burton Albion. Another 7 fixtures at the helm in SE16 will see him surpass his stint with Birmingham. The former Charlton and Leicester centre-back 47 succeeded Neil Harris, who had more than 4.5 years as Lions chief. When the job got offered to me at Millwall, I'd have been stupid not to think I'd have a chance of some longevity. Because of the way John has worked previously, he has not been gung-ho to sack managers if results have not been good, said Rowett. He's had an element of patience. That's the hope. But you've still got to win games, do well and get points, and make sure, at the very least, you're competing in the championship to keep your job for longer. My biggest challenge is being away from my family in Derbyshire. It was always one I was never sure how long that would last, but actually has worked out really well. My family love London, and my oldest son lives with me because he works in London. Things have fallen into place quite nicely. There is a real chance to build something here, which I've always wanted to do. Let's see how it goes. I'm mindful that this is the championship. You can lose the next 7 and be out. It keeps you on your toes. Rowett is expecting Scott Malone to be fit for the home clash with Luton next weekend. He's just got a minor quad injury, so it's probably the right call to leave him out of the last game, said Rowett. Hopefully he'll be able to train at the start of next week or midway through the next week. So there you go, Gary Rowett. A little look into his private life there. He's living with his son in London, or wherever that is, or near London, I don't know, maybe in Kent somewhere. And so what does that mean? His wife's in Derbyshire? Or other members of the in-laws of that, or his parents are still in Derbyshire. Okay. Yeah. So 100 games. 100 games. He was 107 with Birmingham. So will he get to 107 with Millwall? Probably. By the time he gets to if he should be lasting till the end of the season unless things go catastrophically wrong, and by that time it will be another 25 or 30 so games, and then you're looking at him being reaching that target for Burton Albion as well. So he would have managed more games for Millwall than he would at any other club individually. So we'll see how that goes. Again, heaping praise on John Berylson, saying he's decent to managers. That's... Is he saying it how it is, or is he saying it how he wants it to be, and then John Berylson will read this and think, oh yeah, I am, and then and then remember that and not think about firing Gary Rowett. Is it projection or is it reality? I don't know. But yeah, there you go. So there's an interview with Gary Rowett asking him about his 100 matches in charge, and he doesn't seem that bothered really. But we will see. We will see. So also we've got this from newsatden.co.uk, which is part of Southwark News Group. I think they had an interview with Matt Smith in the paper this weekend, and they've been dripping it out over the last couple of days. So Mill's Matt Smith reveals new roomie as he has stepped in after midfielder's Portsmouth move. Matt Smith is filling the void on away trips this season by being Jed Wallace's new roommate. Smith was on his own in hotel rooms on away trips for his first 2 seasons at the club, but Wallace insisted that the striker replace Shaun Williams after the midfielder left for Portsmouth in the summer. Wallace and Williams are good friends and neighbours in Biggin Hill, from where they would travel to training together. Smith joked Wallace has been suffering from separation anxiety since his mate left for Pompey. It's rare on Mill's training ground that you'll find Wallace not talking to someone, as he is probably the most gregarious member of Mill's squad. While he is a very good talker, Smith comes across as a contemplative character, so the idea of the new pairing is amusing. I was on my own for my first 2 seasons, but with Willow going, I think Jed gets a bit of separation anxiety, Smith joked. So I needed to fill the void, and I think I'm doing an alright job on that so far. It's purely optional whether you want to room alone. If you've got kids or you want a bit of privacy when it comes to talking to your other half on FaceTime or whatever. For me, it was a personal preference, but then with Willow going, Jed was keen to get me in to replace him, so I thought, why not? Doesn't Wallace like to talk? Smith said, oh, non-stop. Actually, to be fair to him, we do have a bit of quiet time. We're comfortable in silence with one another. We put on a film, or if it's Friday night and there's a game, we'll watch the football. He tells me every week he's a student of the game, so we watch the football. We'll do something like that together and have breakfast in the morning. Another little look into the private world of the Millwall staff there. Playing staff. Which is just a bit of fun, isn't it? Yeah. So that was there. And so this is the Southwark News. What you're seeing on screen is the latest issue of the Southwark News. Now, there used to be a thing on here where you could sign up for a subscription, and they would actually post it to you. I did that for a year or so, and then they didn't send me a thing about renewing. So I'm like, oh, I come on here and try and find out how do I resubscribe. So they send me in the post, because I can't be bothered to pop in the shop on a specific day. Like, I just go to the shop when I need to get some stuff, you know, and usually the papers might not be there, they might be gone. So here we go. If you go onto southwarknews.com, no, southwarknews.co.uk/the paper / you will get to this, and it is actually an area. So if you're not in the Southwark area where you can buy a copy of the Southwark News in shops and that, you can actually come onto this website, you can click on it, and you can actually read the paper. So you can go all the way to the back and read about Millwall. There you go, it's all there. So there's the interview with Gary Rowett and Matt Smith. So this is where they've got all the stuff that they've been putting on the internet over a while, and you can see it there. So if you're not in the area of Southwark, but you still want to find out what the Southwark News is printing, because they're one of the 2 clubs that follow Millwall more closely, there you go. Just come onto the website, southwarknews.co.uk / the paper, or you can go to the Southwark News website, scroll down, and it's on here, bottom left, the paper. click on that. Like I said, I was trying to find a place so you could actually subscribe and pay them money to get them to deliver the paper to you. But I guess they don't do that anymore. So everything's gone digital these days. So I wonder how much money they actually get from me clicking on this. Did they get money on this? Did the advertisers pay per click? I don't know. But there you go. If you're out of the area and you want to read Millwall news every week, you can find it here in a digital paper if you're that way inclined. So now I'm going to move on to this. This is from Experiment 361. If you've seen any of my stats videos that I do the day after a football match, a Millwall match, you will be familiar with this website. They're a stats-based website, very graphical, which I like, which is good for showing to you guys what's happening. And because we're more or less a quarter of the way through the season, he's done a little special. He does these things, and this is a scatter graphic, and I'm going to show you what's happening. So let's have a read of it. It feels like enough of the season has passed to justify a first look at the scatter graphics. These compare the attacking and defensive performances of every team in a division. Each of the 4 graphics explained briefly below and at length on this link. Shot dominance. So let's have a look. So first of all, here is how the number of shots taken by each club compares with those they face in return. The average number of shots taken per match is on the horizontal, and the average number faced is on the vertical. So horizontal, left to right, that's how many shots we take, and on the left side, up to down, is how many we face. So bottom right is take plenty and allow few in return. That's the best. That's where the good teams are. And you can see Fulham and West Brom out on their own, far and away, the best. While top left is take few shots and allow plenty is bad. The stripes are like contours. The greener stripe, the better the performance, and vice versa. So you can see here we're pretty much bang in the middle again. So West Brom, Fulham better than us, definitely. Sheffield United, Cardiff, Birmingham, Coventry and QPR better than us. So we average 13 shots per match that we take, and we face around 11.5. So there you go. So which would be a surprise to a lot of people, because we don't actually score that much. So where are the shots going? Well, we'll come on to that later. So there you go. So once again, mid-table, and if we could actually get someone who could be a bit more clinical in their finishing, we could be contenders. We could be a lot further into the bottom right. Yeah, but it just goes to show as well the defense is doing well. So let's go now to the next one. Attacking effectiveness. Now let's look at attacking alone. The horizontal axis, that's left to right, stays the same as in the graphic above, but now the up-down axis shows the average number of shots needed to score a goal. Therefore, bottom right is good, taking lots of shots and needing fewer efforts to convert. Top left is bad. Where are we? We are top, middle top. So we take 13 shots per match and we score 1 goal every 13 shots. So 1 goal a game, basically. And there you go, bang. That is really not too good. Not too good. As I told you, I would show you. There it is. And you can see here the good teams. So QPR have about 14 shots a game, and they take 7 shots to score a goal. So 2 goals a game they're averaging. That's That's the good stuff. Now, I would imagine that's something for us to aim for, to be like QPR. You can see here, energetically wasteful. We're in that camp. We are busy up front, but we don't make the best of our chances. Which it's not the worst, because we could be like Barnsley or Derby, where we don't take. Oh no, the worst would be Peterborough. So they have 8 shots per game. No, the worst would be Barnsley. Worst would be Barnsley. So they have Barnsley and Derby 10 shots a game, and it takes them 15 shots to score a goal. So that's really, really bad. So we could be worse. It could be worse for us. But it just shows you what we're missing out on with not having a method of scoring goals up front. Patterns of play, routines. It's just systems and styles. It just seems it's. Do we have a system? Do we have styles? Do we have patterns of play? I don't know. It all seems a bit made up. Meanwhile, so it says here, meanwhile, Birmingham and Millwall have been creating plenty, but struggling to turn their efforts into goals. Yes. So defensive effectiveness. Now let's look at the defensive situation. Basically, take the above chart and replace the word taken for faced on both axes. Now the left is good, top left is good, facing fewer shots and able to soak up more per goal conceded, and bottom right is bad. So top left good, bottom right bad. Where are we? Bang in the middle, but towards the right. So on the left to right axis, shots faced per match. So how many shots are on us? And the up down axis is how many goals. How many goals do we concede per shot? How many shots does it take for us to concede? So slightly under 12 shots per face per match, and just under 11. Well, no, it's about 11.75 and 11.75. So there you go. Pretty much bang on average, bang in the middle. So not too bad. I see Peterborough and Reading not doing too good. Blackpool and Hull, Bristol City. Again, West Brom and Bournemouth stand out, decent. Fulham, Cardiff. 11 shots faced per game, and they concede a goal every 6 shots. Again, bang in the middle. Yeah, is what it is. Expected goals. So let's have a look at that. Finally, here's an attempt at correcting the first graphic for the quality of chances created and allowed using the same expected goals values that power my shot timelines. The reason for doing this is that the results tend to correlate more strongly with performance than when we treat shots equally. So the above chart here is just one shot. What kind of shot? Header, point blank header, long shot. You're treating the shots equally. They're not equal. XG is different. Close range shot is different from a long range shot. So expected goals created per match, expected goals allowed per match. So again, still in the middle, 1.3 to 1.2, so just slightly ahead. But you can see West Brom, Fulham, again the best teams in the league. Peterborough, Barnsley, Reading the worst. Hull, Swansea, Derby, Forest, Millwall, bang in the middle. Bang in the middle. So there, that was it. When we adjust for shot quality, West Brom and Fulham remain the standout teams. At mid-table Luton aren't that far behind. Could they be a dark horse for promotion this year? So there you go. So Luton and Coventry actually having they are the real deal. They're not being flukes. They are performing very well up front, which is what you need. Martin Waghorn signed for Coventry. It's big for them. And again, Mill bang in the middle, just above average, and which will be hopefully see us safe from relegation this season. But again, breaking into that top 6, not if we can't score, not if we cannot score more than 1 goal a game, because we'll then need to keep a clean sheet every game. And yeah, if you're not going to do that, then it's going to be 1-1. So you're going to win 1-0 or draw 1-1, and you can't really win like that. You can't. So there you go. I thought I'd show you that. They come out yesterday, I think, posted on the 7th. I want to show you this popped up as well on Twitter today. I've seen it. So portion of time of a match when a team is winning in green, a team is drawing in yellow, and a team is losing in red. Now, what do you think we are? You've already guessed it. We're mostly drawing. I'll show you that now. Look at Bournemouth. Bournemouth rarely losing. But here you go. It's about 9% of the game we've been winning. That's because the couple of wins we had in very late goals. The goal against Barnsley, the goal against Blackpool right at the death. It's 9%. Now you could imagine we haven't been losing that much either. So what is that? That's like just under 20%. So 19%. So 19% of the time we're losing, 9% we're winning. Quick math, what's that? 29, 28, so 72% of the game we've been drawing. So there you go. Now, would you have it any other way? Now, if we were winning games, what do you think would happen if we were 2-0 up at half time? Because I know I know what's going to happen. We'll defend try and defend for the whole second half, and it won't happen. Probably won't happen. We'll concede. We'll just drop back and just defend. So it's probably a good thing we're not winning games overtly. Well, say it's a good thing. It would be a good thing if we could do it, but it's the situation as it is in the squad and the formation that we play. If we were winning games more easily, I think the attack would completely shut down, and we'll go into defend mode, and we would come unstuck, and it would be pretty grim to watch. So there, I thought I'd just show you those couple of stats, because the international breaking, there's not a lot going on. Iceland played today. John Daddy is not in the squad. They drew with the mighty Armenia 1-1. Tomorrow is the Northern Ireland game, hopefully featuring the 2 Millwall players, and hopefully no injuries for them, especially to Ballard, because he's been outstanding for us. Very, very good player. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.